Betraying your team by signing with a rival franchise stings hard, but it still remains in the sphere of professional sports. Betraying your teammate by sleeping with his wife is a much bigger deal and throws a huge shade on one's career and legacy. Today, we'll be talking about some of the NBA players whom you probably love to see on the court, but once you learn about their actions off of it, there's a chance you'll like them a lot less. Hello basketball fans, and welcome to Hoop Vision. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It takes only a second, costs nothing, and it will give you access to more basketball stories. Number 1, Shaq. When you hear the name Shaquille O'Neal, you probably think of his legendary career, larger-than-life personality, and TV presence on Inside the NBA.
Hate to do a United States against.
But what a lot of people don't know is that Shaq's life off the court had plenty of drama. One of the biggest scandals in his personal life was when he allegedly had an affair with the fiancée of another NBA star, Gilbert Arenas. And this wasn't just any woman, it was Laura Govan, who was engaged to Arenas on top of being the mother of his children. The whole scandal blew up around 2010 when rumors started flying that Shaq had been seeing Laura behind everyone's back. To make things worse, Shaq wasn't exactly single at the time. He was still married to his now ex-wife, Shawnee, who had been by his side through the ups and downs of his career. But once the rumors became more than just gossip, Shawnee had enough. She filed for divorce and their marriage was over. As for Gilbert Arenas, he initially didn't want to believe it. His fiancée cheating on him with one of the most famous basketball players ever? That's a hard pill to swallow. But soon after, leaked emails surfaced showing just how deep Shaq and Laura's relationship was. The emails were more than just innocent exchanges. They laid out details of secret meetups and intimate conversations. It was pretty clear this was more than just a fling. The fallout wasn't just personal though. Arenas found the scandal following him onto the court and affecting his abilities. He recounted a specific game where he was standing at the free throw line, trying to focus. Suddenly, a group of kids in the crowd started chanting Shaq, Shaq, Shaq in an attempt to get in his head. To make it worse, they added in rude gestures for good measure. Arenas, rattled, missed both free throws. This wasn't just a game for him, it was a reminder of the scandal that had taken over his life. Even after all of this, Laura denied everything, dismissing the affair with an odd excuse. She said, "Have you seen Shaq's feet? How are you going to sleep with somebody who has feet like that?" It's not like that makes any sense, but cheaters are known for trying to distort the reality. Whether or not that's the truth, the damage was done. Shaq, later in his memoir, Shaq Uncut, admitted that he had trouble staying faithful, blaming it on the temptations of fame and women throwing themselves at him. The affair may have been over, but its impact was lasting, leaving behind broken families and damaged careers. Number 2, Paul George. It was 2014, and the Indiana Pacers were riding high. They looked ready for another serious playoff run with a roster full of talented players, with Paul George and Roy Hibbert leading the charge. They were tight-knit on the court and, to the outside world, seemed like a solid force in the East. But things took a sharp turn when rumors started swirling about Paul George and Roy Hibbert's wife. The team's sudden drop in performance left fans scratching their heads. How did the team go from being a powerhouse to collapsing so fast? The answer came when gossip site Baller Alert got their hands on an anonymous email that dropped a bombshell. Hibbert's wife had allegedly confessed to cheating on him with none other than his teammate Paul George. The story goes that Paul and Hibbert's wife started talking on Instagram and things escalated from there. What started as harmless flirting quickly turned into something far more serious. When Hibbert found out, it shattered not just his marriage, but the bond between him and Paul George. Their on-court chemistry, once a key factor in their success, disappeared. The Pacers started to fall apart and Hibbert's performance went downhill. Some say that this scandal played a major role in derailing the Pacers' playoff hopes that season, and it all makes sense now. While neither Hibbert nor George ever publicly confirmed the details, the rumor mill kept turning. The Pacers' locker room, once a place of unity, became a tense, awkward space. Number 3, Andrew Bynum. Andrew Bynum was once a promising star in the NBA. As a young center with the Lakers, he had the potential to be one of the best big men in the game. However, after winning 2 chips with the Lakers, Andrew's career never went upwards again. The biggest scandal around him was when rumors surfaced that he had an affair with a wife of one of the Cleveland Cavaliers coaches. It all went down during the 2013 and 14 season when Bynum was playing for the Cavs. At the time, he was struggling with injuries and his career wasn't living up to the expectations that were once so high. Then came the scandal. Word got out that Bynum had hooked up with the wife of one of the coaching staff members, Jamal Mosley. The situation quickly spiraled out of control and Bynum was suspended indefinitely by the team. The affair marked the beginning of the end end for Bynum. He had only played 24 games that season, and after the scandal broke, his career all but disappeared. Whether or not this incident was the sole reason for his downfall, it certainly played a part in derailing what could have been a much longer and a better career. Number 4, Tony Parker. We all know who Tony Parker is, a former legend of the Spurs who won 4 championships alongside his teammates and Coach Pop. However, he wasn't the perfect teammate you'd think at first. Off the court, Parker was married to actress Eva Longoria, and the two seemed like the perfect couple, but behind the scenes, things were not so pretty. In 2010, it came to light that Parker had been exchanging explicit texts with the wife of his teammate Brent Barry. Erin Barry was not only married to Brent, but she and Parker's wife were also close friends. The betrayal was brutal. When Eva Longoria discovered the text, she wasted no time in filing for divorce. To make things even more painful, Longoria had a tattoo of their wedding date, which she promptly had removed. Brent Barry, like his wife, also ended the marriage after the affair came to light. This wasn't just any scandal, it was a full-on soap opera that played out in front of the entire world. Parker, later reflecting on the incident, admitted it was tough to go through such a personal issue in the public eye, especially in the age of social media where nothing stays private for long. The affair not only broke 2 marriages, but also left a lasting stain on Parker's reputation, even though he managed to continue his successful career with the Spurs. Number 5, Matt Barnes. If there's one NBA scandal that played out like an action movie, it's the drama between Matt Barnes and Derek Fisher. Barnes and Fisher were once teammates on the Lakers and even considered each other friends, but that friendship came crashing down when Fisher started dating Barnes' ex-wife. When Barnes found out about the relationship, he didn't take it well. In fact, he drove 100 miles just to confront Fisher, who was at his ex-wife's house at the time. What happened next is the stuff of legends. Barnes and Fisher got into a heated fight in the backyard. According to reports, Barnes got the better of Fisher in the brawl, leaving no doubt that their friendship was over for good. The feud between the two former teammates became a huge media story, with both men throwing verbal jabs at each other in the aftermath. Barnes, known for his tough guy persona on the court, took that same attitude into his personal life, while Fisher, now a coach, tried to maintain a more reserved public stance. However, the damage was done. Their relationship was beyond repair, and the trauma became one of the most talked about off-court beefs in recent NBA history. Number 6, Steve Nash. Steve Nash is one of the greatest point guards to ever play in the NBA, known for his incredible vision and leadership. But off the court, Nash found himself in one of the most complicated and messy scandals the league had ever seen. It all started when his wife, Alejandra, gave birth to their child. Just one day after the baby was born, Nash shocked the world by filing for divorce. The reason? Both Steve and his wife were white, but the baby was black. Nash found out the baby wasn't his, and the rumor was that it belonged to his teammate, Leandro Barbosa. The whole situation felt like something out of a soap opera, and it got even crazier when Nash did a DNA test to confirm the teammate's involvement. The results showed the baby wasn't Barbosa's either, it was Jason Richardson's, another one of Nash's Phoenix Suns teammates. The fallout was crazy. Going through the emotional turmoil of a divorce is hard enough, but having to deal with the fact that your wife not only had cheated on you, but had done so with 2 of your teammates. Ouch. The Suns locker room must have been awful to be in at that time. Nash held himself professionally, but it's safe to assume he regretted every single assist he dished out to those guys. That's it for today, Hoop Fam. We hope you've enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments whose case you think is the worst. Thank you for watching and growing this channel. Make sure you don't miss out on more NBA stories by hitting that subscribe button. See you in the next one.